Not everybody's on the same financial level as you are. Putting your money in the bank is like the last option. That's why he asked him, okay, if you're lazy and you do not want to work, you do not want to take risks of investing because maybe you were scared that if you lost the money, I would have punished you. So why didn't you even just do it the lazy man way and drop it in the bank where it can give you 1% of interest at least? Hey guys, hey there, welcome to the channel. This is MJ's Fair. If it's your first time, you're welcome. So lately I've been having videos. They're mostly talking about don't put your money in the bank, don't save money in the bank. Today we'll be looking at a Bible scripture, a Bible verse that sheds more light on this particular topic. Maybe you've really not understood exactly why they're saying this and you're not in support, but I'm here now to give you some scriptural backup on something like this and certain things you should actually consider before jumping on some of these ideas. Okay, so let's go right into that video. Okay, so first up, you might be wondering why you should not put your money in the bank. There are several reasons why you're advised not to put your money in the bank. The very first reason would be inflation. Like when you take your money and you stock it up in your bank account, it yields no money. Okay, it doesn't multiply. It's just stuck up in your account. And honestly, what you can purchase right now with $1,000, you're not guaranteed that you can actually purchase that same thing at $1,000 in 6 months time. Okay, I'm not even talking about 1 year, I'm talking about 6 months. You're not even assured, like there's no security, there's no guarantee you're going to purchase that same thing at that same price. So that's just one reason, because you take your money and you stock it up somewhere, it does not multiply, yet things around are changing. Every other thing around the money is changing except for the money itself. So what happens is the value of that particular amount depreciates, it drops. So inflation is going to, and also another reason is practically because the bankers use your money to do business. Like they use your money to multiply money, and they only give you like what, 1%, 2%, 5% of your money. They keep the bulk of the profit for themselves, which is something you could actually do yourself and earn all the money. So why waste your time and stock up the money in the bank? So there, like I said, there are other reasons why people say don't put your money in the bank, which are very valid. But now I want to give you a Bible scripture. Let's look at Matthew chapter 15. Matthew 25 verse 15. I think if you follow my financial videos, you know that I love this particular parable very much. It might be interpreted in other ways, but I love interpreting it, looking at it financially, because it speaks to me as a person. Okay, so first of all, this is a parable of the talents. So this is a parable where an owner, vine owner, has 3 laborers, or he's about to travel, he wants to sojourn, go on a journey. He calls 3 of his laborers. To one he gives 5 talents, to the other he gives 3 talents, and to the last he gives 1 talent. Now the laborer who had 5 talents multiplied his talents. He did business and it multiplied. He had 5 more talents, meaning altogether he had 10 talents. And when the owner of the vineyard returned, he was super happy with him. He praised him. He was happy that this guy could actually multiply and put his money to use in his absence. So he was really excited and happy. The second laborer did same thing. He multiplied and the owner was super happy. Now what happened to the third laborer? He dug a hole and buried the money, and he told his owner that he knew he loved to reap where he did not sow. What did the owner tell him? The owner of the vineyard, he asked him, why didn't you give my money to the bankers? Because then at least the money would have generated like a % of profit. Like they would use the money to borrow or to lend out to people, and then it's going to have like generate 1% of interest on the money you would have saved at the bank. So looking at this particular parable, I want us to understand that the owner of the vineyard was really happy with the fact that his laborers, the first and second, did business. They invested the money. You're expected, the only way you can multiply money really well and fast, first is by doing business, by investing that money. That is practically like the first option if you want to build wealth. That is the first option. Invest, and invest money. Even this parable shows it. you invest money, you get into businesses. That is the way to build wealth. Putting your money in the bank is like the last option. That's why he asked him, okay, if you're lazy and you do not want to work, you do not want to take risks of investing because maybe you were scared that if you lost the money, I would have punished you. So why didn't you even just do it the lazy man way and drop it in the bank where it can yield you 1% of interest at least? So that is like the lazy man way of doing things. That is like the last resort if you want to build wealth. It's like the last resort. It's like the last thing on the board. Keeping your money in the bank is like the last resort. So in wealth creation and in the journey to build wealth, investing and getting into business is actually the way to go. So they're right. That is actually the way to go. Yes, I talk about that all the time. Now, there's another side to it. Not everybody's at that phase of their life where you get to invest, you get to get into business. You're all about, yes, I want to invest and get into business and blah, blah, blah. Not everybody's on the same financial level as you are. You cannot be sinking in debts, one, and you're just looking for business opportunities to put in the little money you have. I'm not saying when you're in debt, you don't invest. No, don't get it wrong. But when you're in debt, you invest wisely, meaning you don't just want to invest on business opportunities as they pop up. You struggle to invest on secure investments and business deals while paying up your debts. Okay, so you cannot be at this financial level and you're hopping on every investment or every business opportunity to just put your money into that. And what if it fails? Now, I'm not saying it's going to fail, but there's always that probability, like that possibility. Okay, what if it turns south? What if it doesn't go well? What if it doesn't go as planned? So you see that you've lost money and you're sinking in debt. Those are two parallels that you really don't want to find yourself in. So what you do is, while you're trying to invest, you need to make sure that it is safe and secure for yourself and you pay your debts. Like, you do both alongside. You cannot just abandon your debts. Okay, so struggle as much as possible to get out of debts. That way you know that whatever you're investing in, if it works well, okay, fine. It's for your good. It's to your advantage. If it doesn't work as planned, okay, it's still your loss. You've learned your lesson and you're moving on. The investments are actually, you foresee that in 6 months you get the yield, you get the returns, but it gradually takes like a year for you to get the returns. What happens in that case? So yes, these videos, these ideas, of course, I talk about things like this. They are good, but it's not for everybody. You need to analyze your financial state or where you are financially and find out what works for you. For some, okay, and while investing, it doesn't cancel the fact of saving. Like, when we say don't save your money in the bank, it doesn't mean do not have a saving account at all. Because trust me, each and every one of us does have a saving account. Yes, we do have a savings account. What we mean is that, okay, from your income, don't just take like 90% of your income after you've taken out your bills for utilities and things like that. You just go and stock it all up in the bank. No, if you feel you're at that place where you need to get into investment, yes, you invest, but you should still have like something where you save like 10% somewhere. Okay, so the point we're trying to make is, don't just save the bulk of your money in the bank because it's going to depreciate and you will not get anything meaningful out of it. So you can have like a 10% you save. That's why I still do my piggy bank savings for my little cash. Yes, I still do. I still do as an individual because those things help me a lot. They still help me, but I still have a savings account where I save a little bit and we still get to invest. You need to invest, guys. How do you build wealth without investing? Okay, so even when you're investing does not cancel the place of saving. You still need to have a percentage of savings. But what we're saying is, savings should not be the bulk of it, and don't put the bulk of your money in the bank. I just hope this video is explicit enough and I've answered your question. Find out what works for you. If you're in debt, please don't just jump on every investment opportunity or business opportunity because everyone is talking about investment this year. No, I feel like this is something that should go out there. We're all not at the same financial state or status or level. We're not at that same place. So find out what works for you. For some people, this year should be a year where you get to save more. So there are different ways you can save. There are very different ways you can save. I think my next video is going to be on ways to save, like how you can save this year, 2022. There are different ways you can save. You can have your piggy bank to save coins and change and little cents and things like that. You'd still have your bank account where you save like 10%. And if you want to get into investment, okay. If not, if you still want to save, you can get into other saving deals or plans which will actually help you save. You say, okay, for this year 2022, I want to save for the first 7 months, and then by the end of the year, then I can look at getting into an investment opportunity or a business plan. Look at yourself, where you are financially and what works for you. Don't just jump on everything, because trust me, you have to learn. Like I said, find out what works for you, where you are, and what works for you. I pray that even as we are on this journey of building wealth, God is going to help us. Of course, He's going to sustain us, because that is His plan and will for us. And His wish and desire is for us to succeed and prosper, even as our souls prosper. We're on this journey of building wealth and creating and sustaining wealth, okay? So I hope you hop on it and this video made sense to you. So I do hope that while you're hopping on this, you remember that I'm always here voting for you, and we're on this journey together. Okay, goodbye until then. See you next time.